Yes, welcome to the
Bad news.
Sad news. All went wrong. Kev died on the operating table.
Aye. Can you believe it?
All went wrong. He's got a giraffe's neck now, hasn't he?
Do you know why it went wrong? Because they got him mistaken with a baby elephant, didn't they? So they gave the wrong type of operation, and he's passed away in the hospital bed.
Put the bets on, didn't he, as well?
I don't.
Put the bets on. See his size. Tiny, wasn't it?
Tiny, yeah.
They reported back to nurses, didn't they?
So we're just going to head dedication to Kevin Kyle, and this will be the show.
Aye. They couldn't get a chicken bone out, could they?
No. I think the chicken bone was what eventually fucked him, wasn't it?
But do you remember that one we done? It was with John Higgins, and we heard him telling John Higgins that was chicken bone. John Higgins was like,
I do have a can of Coke to get it out. I had a can of Coke and this big chicken bone just came out.
John Higgins hasn't been back since then.
No, he's not been seen.
I don't know.
He gave up snooker since that conversation with Kev, didn't he?
I remember he caught the big man calling him as well, didn't he?
But you've obviously been comforting Lynn.
Aye, I've been seeing her, sorting her out, ain't I?
Right, so she's alright.
What a time we've had it is. But some of the stuff the big man's saying about her is shocking. That one last week with the porno on the telly was brilliant.
Who's worse with her, Mrs. Derek or Kev? You heard Derek talking about Carol?
He said he was in the shower.
I'd still say Kev.
Because she's a school teacher and on, he said about porno.
She can't be happy with that if she watches it. Some of the stuff he's coming at me.
Maybe she's telling me to do it. Maybe she's behind it all.
I don't know, mate.
I know, no, seriously, he isn't dead, obviously, but...
What do you mean they're not serious?
Actually, he came to our game Saturday, which was like a fucking funeral, but he had cling film around his neck. Do you see him?
I didn't even clock the big man.
Do you know what it reminded me of? Do you remember the fat guy in Full Monty goes into the shed to put cling film in these... That's Kev, innit? T.M. Arsbar. Right, mate, I spoke to him full conversation Saturday after the game, and then now he's saying his fucking voices went. He's at it, innit?
Aye.
Why is he not
the aff, isn't he?
What is it?
He says he's head to toe in cling film, except for a hole in his ass.
Don't we leave that, don't we? Make sure you leave that.
But will he be missed? Absolutely not.
No, I don't think so. I think it's a breath of fresh air.
Who wants to talk shite for a couple of minutes on every subject? So who's going to take on the role?
Should we just get a random in?
That guy
guy at the pub will be the same
that guy last week, remember? Last week. What about this guy's head? Mate, what's going on with you?
Transplant's on hold, mate, I've told you.
Isn't it?
Aye.
Mate, what a head of that one was.
Mate, honestly, I don't know what's happening.
See, after it, I thought you were going to need the same operation Kev got, mate, because your neck fucking sprung back, man. I was actually worried for you.
I didn't actually realise how bad it was, like how that looked until I watched the goal back. Because see when I made contact with it, I didn't see the ball hit the back of the net, I was just on the deck, and then I just see all the boys run towards me.
Mate, you've beat like the two biggest... Was it Lammy you beaten there?
Lammy, aye.
Who was it behind you?
I can't remember, to be honest, but I think Lammy was one of... Mate, Lammy's marked me at corners.
That tells you how much of a threat you are.
Isn't it?
How is that though, mate?
It's unbelievable.
That tells you it's fucking what's inside there, mate. It's not the size.
Did you ever defeat...
Desire!
Fit that, it's not fit that, it's just a bit desire.
Game of fit that.
Did you ever see when you were at any team, did you defend corners?
Aye.
Were you good at winning headers then?
Nah.
No, I've seen him. I've seen his man get off him defensively.
Lots of times.
For any managers watching.
And Friday night we seen you and all, didn't we? 20s?
Aye.
Brilliant.
It was alright. Well, no. I thought first half must have been easy, 80% possession, but never really created much, did we?
Second half, tactical thing, I like the wee tactical change.
Made a wee change, something that was just a bit more suited to the game. And second half, we had a lot of clear-cut chances, but good result. I think we'll put ourselves a wee run together. I think at the start of the season was a couple of disappointing results, but since then put on a wee run, so the boys are doing well.
What a fucking Saturday we had.
Aye.
That's the lowest I felt on the side of the football pitch.
It was tough. They played well, but for our boys, they can play much better than that. We've got.
I need to take a wee bit of blame. I changed some in early doors that never worked, so I'll take responsibility as well.
I think it'll be like it was a full team, staff, players. We need to, but we've got a hell of a lot of belief in them. So when we go up against anybody, we believe in them to play. Impress and whatever, so it's no. That's the message size says about the way he wants to play. It doesn't change if we go and play on our team. So we'll never want to change it. But it's all we need to learn for.
You don't need to give Celtic credit as well because they were excellent. See, playing under pressure.
I think they lock up every one of their arses, didn't they? How fast were on the players? Fucking hell!
That was one of the questions I was going to ask you. Can you see a pattern between them and the first team?
Yeah,
first team, similar.
Exactly. Full backs in, wide players. The two side centres go high and wide, and then the two wide players go even higher and fucking wider. So
sort of pinch you back.
But you talk about we were talking about tactics, but I mean some of the players get it, and then they're just so quick to turn with the ball, and they kill your press. Do you know what I mean?
As soon as you beat that one press that they've got so much movement.
See, generally though, mate, right, and this isn't slight on you or your boys, but mate, the guys, they're full time, mate. Like, regardless of being younger boys, like youth football or whatever, they're in every single day.
Yeah.
Like, think of the difference between you and your team if you were training every single day.
Yeah. So we've had Saturday, Tuesday the last 2 weeks, haven't we? So we've not even trained. We played Gretton on Wednesday. We never even had a chance to set up against. We just kind of had to try and get it on the board before the game. I was speaking
to somebody about this last week, right? And they talk about obviously the difference between part-time and full-time football. And I was saying, well, Science, Lenny and Dell have went in there, right? And they've got 14 new players. Like, they've got a full squad in their how long was your pre-season? 5 weeks?
5 weeks.
5 weeks, right? So he's trained twice a week.
So 10 sessions.
10 sessions. We have full squad before they go into a year-long campaign.
Yeah.
As if you're full-time, you've got 40 sessions. Do you know what I mean? And in fact, probably more because you're doing double sessions some days.
And again,
between 50, 60 sessions.
And see, after that as well, and he signed, so I signed Big Martin for Montrose's done great since he's came in. But again, their first goal comes for him doing something that I would never ever want him to do. So, and that's because I've not trained one night one. He's came in and played 2 games, but we've not had any nights on the training pitch where I could show him that I do not want you to do that in that area of the pitch. But again, that's not his fault. That's just the circumstances. But we'll bounce back, mate. As I say, I'm full of belief in these boys. Of course,
I've seen the best teams in the world getting Liverpool. What was it, 9-7 v Aston Villa? Right. So listen, it can happen, but as long as you learn from it and get on with it. And I spoke to the boys last night, and they're ready to go as well. So.
A team that always learns from a mistake. Well, they didn't make many, but Grosvenor. They're the team that we look at it.
They've been brilliant.
Bounce back.
Absolutely. Any sports this week? Any sports this week you watched?
Did I watch any sports this week? No, I actually watched I'm a Celeb last night.
I haven't watched it.
I love I'm a Celeb, do you?
Love to be on it.
Nah, but
Duncan Fruit keeps saying I'm going to be on it. Every year's like, you're going on that.
Frank McAvenny thought he was going on it for years. Danny Dyer's on it, isn't he?
No.
Danny Dyer's coming on it.
Is he?
Yes.
So is Matt Hancock.
Matt Hancock.
Is he on it already?
It looks like you, don't he, Matt Hancock? Wait a minute.
Aye. Pre or post transplant?
Post.
What's it gets a bit better then?
Mel was telling us when she came back from Madrid, she said the Polish were fucking shoving against the wall and all that.
Who?
Dirty bastards, the Spice Polish.
What, your sister?
Aye, batting up against the wall. No, batting against the wall.
But your dad was asking for it to be done, wasn't he?
They weren't batting against the wall, mate.
Your dad was like, date to me! No, date to me! How did you man enjoy Madrid?
We played, you can remember
many pens did you end up buying?
Aye, all sorts, came back with all sorts. But it was just, but we were, but she came back, she said it was brilliant. The fans went there, had the most amazing time. I mean, well, there's some Celtic fans obviously at it and that fucking going a bit wild, because you do that when you're away. Sometimes, I mean, I know we did it with St Paul's or mental and they go too far, but sometimes when I've been on holiday, some of the sights and some of the things you do is fucking
that's just... you with your tap off some of the fucking scary sights.
But some of the things I've seen myself doing holiday and seen other boys, you should be arrested for what you've done, do you know what I mean? But Melissa said the Celtic fans were just in great spirit and the Spanish Poles were cutting about. She's getting bars against the wall. You know what I mean? Shocking. She said that she's like, come on.
What does your I'm intrigued to find it. What does your dad wear on holiday during the day?
The long denim shorts.
What?
Three-quarter lengths, aye.
What Lonsdale's?
What trainers did he have on? No, he had a pair of... He had running trainers on.
No, Copas. A pair of Copas on.
Running trainers and then like a polo shirt, but see, it's like dead tight and long. So that was what he wore, but
the polo shirt just shows barbed wire tattoo on his arm, man. Go and get a tattoo.
And the butterfly on his back. The wee butterfly in the bottom of his back. Has he still got that?
But no, he was bloated, I think, for the whole time, and rightly so, good on him.
He needs to enjoy himself, that's what life's about.
Right, he was acting a disgrace, because Must have said when the Polish were good her a bit.
Sorry.
No bother.
We met Andy Halliday's dad for the first time Friday as well.
So he does.
What a weekend for the dads.
I know, aye. That's the first 20s game he's been to.
Is that the first one?
He was it, because he's actually been saying for the last few weeks. Aye. He's actually been saying for the last few weeks that he wanted to go to your game, so he's like, next time you go, let us know. I was like, but when it's a Saturday, you're at the Rangers games. When it's a Friday, I'm at the 20s games. So I was like, why don't you come down to the 20s game? I was like, fuck the first team, it's actually going to come watch me and Robbie's team.
To be fair, it does look like a dad that you would have shared a bath with when you were younger.
A bath, no, definitely.
No, did you know? No.
Shower, wasn't it?
We've
shared a shower with him.
It's weird, mate. We must have been only two that done that.
It's a scary dad.
So see that Sunday,
was he the dad that all your pals were scared as well?
Not so much, but see with football and stuff like that, I've said this before in the podcast, fine, like no Disney like criticising that, but day-to-day shit, oh, it was scary.
He looks like the type of dad that's bald head to toe.
Yeah, he shaves all that.
Shaves his balls, doesn't he? You can
tell. He's been bald for as long as I can remember though. Like, he's shaved it all off, clean shavings for about 13.
He looks quite scary though, doesn't he?
He looks like a scary guy, he does.
My mates used to scud my dad's motor all the time.
Totally.
Eating with snowballs. I remember my mate scudded his motor with a snowball and he came out and chased him. One of the guys looked serious in it. But no, listen.
That was when I seen him in Finiston and I went like that to him and he went like that.
You chased the motor, remember?
Well, we actually seen Sizedale. I seen Sizedale and I'm a celeb last night, boy George. He just went on for the first time.
Mate, 400 grand he's getting to do that. 500 grand.
I know. Matt Hancock's the same, 400 grand. Hey, one of these going on it.
I'm a Celeb would be the one out of all the reality shows. I'm a Celeb would be the one you go on.
No, that's the one I couldn't do.
How?
I'm shit scared.
No, but that's what makes it brilliant though.
Spiders, rats, fucking all of them. Don't like any of them. I actually don't mind snakes, which is the one everyone.
She was fainting, didn't she?
No, Gemma Collins was the best, mate. She was funny on it, man.
She was good.
I'm a Celeb, Big Brother. I love Big Brother to return. If Big Brother returns, I'll be the first one on it.
I genuinely think he could be on a Big Brother.
Oh, definitely.
They're brilliant.
Honestly, I think you could, mate. I think you'd win, I know.
I'd be close to winning it.
We need to get you on I'm a Celeb, we'll get that done. Hearts obviously won at the weekend, but we need to give you a special mention. Gary Mackay-Stevens still no left since the fireworks went off.
No.
In his room.
Aye.
You know how about owners usually...
He was sitting with like 1,000 dogs around Glasgow, and you know the dogs hate fireworks. Gary Mackay-Stevens dogs.
He's in a wee cage, He's in a wee cage, what are they, Mackay?
That's what I was going to say, you know how owners usually put a tweet out saying, what's the point in these fireworks, dogs sitting here? Well, Gary Mackay-Stevens' dog put a tweet out, didn't he? What's the point in these fireworks, my owner's sitting here fucking shiting himself. Where's the wee man been?
Broke his foot.
So what, is he just... we never see him. He needs to come on here if he's injured.
I've said to him,
how did he break his foot?
I think it was, what was it, he did croquet, I think? No, it was a tackle in training. Tackle in training.
Who done
his
it?
eyes,
Jig?
poor boy. No, it wasn't a jig, it was, who was it? Toby, I think. But it was a pure nothing tackle. But they're
he's made the glass and he needs to toughen up, man.
I know.
He needs to toughen up.
Get him on,
I want to make it back on here.
I get him on.
He's absolutely adamant he wants to take us up to Thursday for a night out. Genuinely.
That could be filmed.
It could be, I think that could be unreal. A live shot on Thursday, or 13 of the full city will come.
Imagine he was like the hardest in Thursday. Imagine that everyone was pure scared of him. That'd be unreal, wouldn't it? Right, Andy, talk us through it, because you are absolutely flying, unreal. Young man.
Unbelievable.
Well, what are you putting us down to?
Luck.
No, it's not luck, mate.
I don't know, mate. I don't know.
I know we've covered this, but did you ask to go in the box?
So I've been saying, like, we have not scored a goal for a corner.
Who does the set pieces, sorry?
Jig,
right.
So we've not scored a goal for corners all season. And one thing I'm alright at is like, I could potentially get away for a marker, but chances are I'll probably still not score. So I've been saying for a while, like, just get me in the box, man. We've tried everybody else, may as well just try me. So Ross County was the first one. Got my header on it, obviously scored. And I was saying after the game, that'll never happen again. Like, that was no like me at all. But then I'd actually argue probably yesterday's a wee bit better. Man's tighter on me.
I know,
when I jump, I don't think I'm getting the ball. I just try and jump as high as I can. I think it's going over my head. I just managed to get the last couple of strands of my hair on it. And then as I says, I'm on the deck. I don't even know where it goes. And
you never scored one before it, mate, no?
See, that's typical me for a corner. See, that's almost like a free header. Nice. I think it needs to be harder for me to score. Do you know what I mean? That's almost a free header. And I go to head it, I think it hits my shoulder, hits half a defender.
But where is... See, I know you're sometimes moving positions at the centre mid or left back, but you look if you're bombing on all the time. Is Robbie Nielsen asking you to do that?
I think especially with the formation that we've played the last couple of times, because when it's wing backs, it's easier. You've got the freedom to bomb forward all the time, you get the back free, but we've sort of played that 4-3-3, 4-1, 4-1, and if the ball's your side, we've always got the freedom to go forward.
It helps when Mackay coming in, doesn't it?
Plus, Baz is that type of player that, you know, see if he gets the ball, 9 times out of 10 he's going to have 2 on him. Do you know what I mean? Because I think a lot of that.
That's what happened to your second goal, wasn't it?
Aye, because I think him and Snods play a couple of passes out wide and they end up 3v2. I think the boy that's right wing for Motherwell ends up coming across, and then the sort of space opens for me to drive through the
middle. What a finish the second one is.
Second finish.
He just sweeps it across.
Liam Kelly. Mate, that was unbelievable.
Just went like that to Liam Kelly, didn't he?
Aye. He went nuts and left on it, didn't he?
Mate, Shotty's a good pal of mine.
What's he called?
I fucking scored Shotty. Shotgun Kelly. And I scored into him all the time, mate. Honestly. He's
got him on toast, didn't you?
No, Shotty's a good pal of mine, but I keep scoring against Shotty. I don't know what's happening. He made an unbelievable, I don't know if you've seen it. Mate, I swear to God, I don't know if they showed you another angle, but I went through on goal in the first half at 0-0. Mate, that's right in the top corner.
You should have done better with that.
Yeah.
Not the one you hit at the bar?
Don't think it's the top corner.
No, he saves it.
Oh, did he save
I swear to God, mate,
It's the top corner.
Neighbour near it.
Well, after you
Some
go to the
save.
gym, was like, fix your fucking hair. Come on, you. Fix your hair.
Sake.
He's handsome when he's done.
I nearly scored a header for a hat-trick after. I don't know if it shows you in the highlights.
Mate, you look full of confidence, eh? Full of cum and full of confidence.
Aye. I've never been a confidence player though. Genuinely never.
Always went in with the same sort of...
Just regardless if I'm playing well or playing shite, I feel as if it's always sort of the same.
Snoddy's looking caviar, isn't he?
Ah, brilliant.
That
Playing
big
90
arse,
minutes.
mate. That suits him, that role, doesn't it?
It's been big for us, mate. Been really good.
Seems some dressing man hobbies.
Some size of shorts, that.
You know he's a good player when, like, at age he's changing roles, do you know what I mean? He's always been a
Basically,
winger.
Giggsy, mate, isn't he?
Always been a winger. He's played old midfield now. But he's just that... I think in games like yesterday especially, I think that's where like experience counts for so much. See when it's time to speed up the game, time to slow it down. He's so good at winning fouls, mate. See like the last couple of minutes of the game, wins 2 fouls in injury time.
Yeah.
And then times in the game where it's, you know, you're playing in tight spaces, throw-ins, you get shoot the other side. Because a big thing for us yesterday with the way Motherwell played was switch of play was on all the time. You see any team that's in a tight area doing one side, he's getting out of wee pockets, switching it.
That's what he's good. I always think the better players are good under pressure. Do you know what I mean?
Pressure, right.
When people are pressing Snoddy, he just lets it roll across his body.
Do you think it was a red card? No, the boys in the BBC said it wasn't a red card. I think.
Gordon, red card.
No,
George Grant?
the boy.
George Grant.
I think it was a red.
Nah, no for me.
I don't think it is.
I think he goes in a bit reckless.
Yeah.
Just a wee bit, but he isn't high wee studs. But I'm going to go.
I feel as if
Is he the dirtiest George you know?
No way.
There's a wee guy.
Anderson. He's a lot dirtier on him. That's for
But
sure.
do you not feel as if it's getting to a point now that, see if you go to ground at speed, if you don't cleanly win the ball, you're getting sent off.
Aye.
It feels as if that's just the way it's gone now.
Cammy Devlin was raging. It wasn't him, wasn't he? Bastard, man. Fuck off. I've not fucking done that. That's better than a goal for wee Cammy, innit?
And then obviously onto the Gordon one.
Oh, it's a red card.
I don't know how he doesn't get that booting.
I fucking feel for Stevie Hamill.
Aye, that's for me. I like when he gives the penalty, I'm expecting to see another card. Like I'm not going to lie about it, but Craigie is. In fact, I was going to show a picture for the camera, but got a picture in the group chat. He does get a hand to it, and it looks on sports scene as if there's fucking no chance he gets a hand to it, but he does. The picture shows quite clearly he does, but. Blue Mold does get there first. I think there's still a point that it still could be a penalty in there.
What's the feel about with the boys in that waiver?
Mate, I've been so consistent with it for years. I'm not a fan of it. And it's nothing to do with...
It's slowing down.
It's nothing to do with our refs or how it's getting officiated. It's just VAR. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that you're celebrating, you wait 2 minutes before you can celebrate again. I think for fans, I don't think it's good for fans. People say it adds to the excitement. I don't think it does.
Takes fucking ages, man.
Aye,
St Johnstone
it takes
Rangers
so
game
long. I think
yesterday.
it ends up
Rangers,
draining atmosphere.
see the Rangers, mate. You're trying to chase the game, you're trying to score it. The game's getting stopped for fucking 3-4 minutes every time. See, trying to get back into the flow. Fucking
It's actually caught the refs a few times. The refs actually caught the right decision. And then the VAR's shown them, and then they're almost double guessing themselves?
Aye.
Something like that, aye. And then they're changing their decision based on that, but the first decision's right.
What I will say is that I do think it can get better. I think it can get used
Has to
better
be
than it
quick
is
and handy,
now.
doesn't it?
And a big thing is the length it takes. I think that is something that definitely needs to get addressed because it is too long, man. It's far too long.
I can't believe he's dead. I just can't believe he's dead.
I thought we'd have heard from him now.
We'll put out the arrangements for the funeral soon. What a loss to Scottish. Takeaways.
Aye, it's difficult.
There'll be a lot of greasy spoons going out of business, isn't there?
Golden City and Cumbernauld going to shut down.
Well, they have actually shut for a week in it to pay respect.
What would you say his best moment was in open goal?
Kev's best moment in open goal history has to be his performance in the dressing room at SWG3.
Aye.
That was a meltdown if I've ever seen one.
I'd
A
say
complete
so.
meltdown. Remember the night when he came in the next day? Remember what I'm talking about?
No, it's just the fact that you could write down the routine that's going to happen for the minute Kev walks in. He'll walk in and say, can't be arsed.
Let's just make this like a podcast.
Let's just make this like a podcast. Let's talk about football.
Remember when he said, right, I'm ready to go now?
I've got shivery. Mate, it was still 20 minutes before start.
Right, that's lads get what? Can't
His
he?
face is like that.
And mate, see when we went out, Pat, see when we went out to the show, didn't he sit and then when we get back to changing, we didn't shut the fuck up, didn't he know?
That's right.
Didn't he know? Didn't he stop talking?
Because when he used to come into you, mate, you're looking drained.
You're looking drained, me man, you alright? I'm worried about you, wee man. Just every single day, mate. I was firing her.
What a hero,
He's
man.
a fucking hero.
What a guy.
Who's, just the 3 kids, what a shame.
I think you could add them to your 2 boys.
Just take them into my house.
I think you've got to, mate. It's a shame for Lynn, innit?
Did they have football at weekend, man?
No, it was called off.
Oh, was it?
But the boys all wore black armbands.
Did they? That's
Gonna
good.
make silence, didn't they, for the big man?
2 points behind Aberdeen. Is it Rangers next?
Aye, Wednesday.
Oh.
But I know you're not going to say it, but you must be quietly confident in the situation, the form user in Rangers' current situation. Are you ever confident, no matter, regardless, that's a good question actually, regardless of the situation, are you ever completely 100% confident going into a Celtic and Rangers game?
Well, I would say you're always confident.
All right,
It doesn't mean that you're going to get a result, but you're always confident that when you look at your team, I think especially your team, I always feel as if we've got good players, we've got real quality, but it's always going to be difficult, mate. It doesn't matter what situation Rangers or Celtic are in, they're a better team, they've got better players. So
that's what I'm saying.
It's going to be difficult, but I think a big thing obviously is they know they do look short of confidence, don't they? They do. But I thought they were short of confidence when they came to Tynecastle and beat us 4-0.
That's
so
true.
do you know what I mean?
Still get good players, Rangers, aren't they?
Yeah.
Still get really good players, so.
Mate, actually, we'll get onto their game, but I only seen the first half because obviously we were 3 o'clock, but I thought they were really good in the first half, Rangers.
They were good first
They were
half.
good, I don't know how they didn't score.
Just before we go off that, any unsung heroes? Obviously you've been one, but anyone else at Hearts that's done really well over this period that's maybe not got the recognition they deserve? Cochrane always looks like he's up for it, doesn't he?
Cochrane's good, mate.
He's up for it. He's a wee angry bastard, man, isn't he?
Shanklin's doing great,
Shanks.
especially with the
I'd
boys.
say Toby Civic is another one.
Big Toby.
Gino's done really well as well.
Ginelli?
Ginelli. But I think Toby had a difficult period where he was sort of in and out the team, and when he was playing probably didn't do himself justice, but mate, seeing training you can see he's a really good mate. He's fucking rapid, honestly. Rapid. So see with the type of team we are, we're obviously, a high press out of possession and in possession we try and attack teams. He's so good at defending halfway line 1v1. And I think over the last few games, mate, he's been excellent. And you can see him as a player, he is playing with confidence now. Whereas last year, he probably lost his confidence a wee bit. He was in and out the team, it was difficult for him, but now he's been excellent the last few games. Toby's young, mate. I think he's only about 23 or 24.
So can you see him getting to like Suter levels, or is that a wee bit too much too soon?
There's nothing to say, can he? Because he's good on the ball. Like I said, I used to say Soapy was quick. Toby's probably quicker.
Sorry, mate, you just said Soapy Toby, kind of.
That's a fucking great shout.
He's Soapy Toby. But no, Toby's been excellent.
You like him?
He's cracking. Just
Never
his
seen him,
confidence
have
in
you?
himself. No, he does. He just needs to believe in
What's his
himself.
second name?
Toby,
Carvery.
Big meaty centre half.
He done that, mate, the new boy, Martin Rennie, right? Oh, mate, the worst ever. So we've signed Martin Rennie and we came into the game and
Into the office?
Into the office, so I've just turned up, went into the office, so usually I go in, it'll be me, him and Dale and Jim and that, and we have a wee chat or whatever. But the new signing's in, Martin Rennie. So just as I go in, he was like, I went, how you doing, big man? He was like, you don't know his name, do you? But I did.
You said that?
And mate,
Because I could tell when he called him Big Man that he'd forgotten his name.
in my head, but I did know his name because he was obviously talking about it, and I know I've watched him fucking for years, and
Watched him for years. That season ticket about throws fucking good,
but
man.
he went blank in front of him, didn't it? Oh, mate.
And I went, so what's his name then? And he went like that. Legend.
Oh, mate, it was horrible. See when you do that. See when you do that.
Mate, see every time somebody walks past that window, I get the fucking fear after that madman last.
So people won't actually know about the podcast last week with that guy, did they?
No.
Because it'll be cut out.
Did that all get
But
taken out, Pent?
Should we describe what actually happened for about an hour last week?
Boys have got opinions, get me on.
But Kev, I got about 15 minutes. Kev's like, mate, we're doing a podcast, and he goes like, Kev, I'm not watching you. You are fucking shite at Rangers, man. I remember watching you.
Check that guy will feel bad now at Kev's dying. No, but now at Kev's dying.
Aye, maybe. But him angry, was he?
Mate, he was fucking trying to get in that door, wasn't he?
Kev, you are fucking shite, man. I'm not watching you. But he said, get me on the podcast. I know everything about football. My pal said to me, you know everything. Like, mate, please just go, man.
You're not be able to take the team tomorrow night?
No.
It's time for you to
step up.
Yous are too good, mate. Yous are
You
absolutely
two take a wee
flying
shot, yeah. Fuck's
Oh,
sake.
mate, I fucked that dugout Saturday. Like, I've never punched a dugout in my life, man. Thought I'd broke my hand.
Did you?
Oh, mate, I felt helpless. That's the first time I've been on a pitch.
Dugout, though?
Plastic dugout. The boys must have been looking going, what a fanny.
Candy floss still getting broken hand.
Honestly, mate, I felt I had an ache
if you feel
in there
sick
for the full second half.
Was it not like 4 goals in the first 15-20 minutes or something? Because you scored as well.
3-1 they went in
Mate,
the time.
see, watching the first 10-15 minutes back, we actually had three shots on goal, eh? And then, like I say, we've done something that we didn't usually do. It's the second half, mate. Because we asked, at half time again, you get a certain instruction. Somebody does differently and they run through and score after the first. No, because second half again, we put it in behind. I think we maybe get a corner or something and we were on the front foot and then there's something that we've asked not to do and they got the pit. But they were so ruthless every time they went through, mate.
They're fucking rapid, mate.
Oh my God.
I think athleticism will be the big difference now.
I do remember though when and this isn't, I'm not making excuses on this game, but I do remember when I was at Celtic reserves or Motherwell coming through and when we played Airdrie and stuff like that, and we used to always get my tanking.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know what it was. It just always seemed a lot fitter and sharper, I don't know.
See, you saying that, see my Livy youth team, we used to beat Rangers and Celtic every time we played them and we always get beat off Inverness.
We just?
Always get beat off Inverness, mate. Because they were all just big physical boys who just bullies.
We were the same, even remember the reserve league, mate, we'd play first team players 5 or 6. Because it used to be players that never played at the weekend would play us and we used to beat them every time, mate. But the boy, I thought the boy Ben Summers was fucking excellent.
How's he not playing for the first team? He was a
The
joke,
boy, is it Vata? He's
Vata is good, but wee Matty McDonald done well against Vata. He done really well against Vata.
But they're all good, they all know that sort of style of play, they're all fucking know what's going on, don't they? Right at it. But listen,
you see the next Paul Slade in amongst that group?
Summers. He was great, that boy. See how he turns, mate?
No, he's very direct, isn't he?
Having nightmares on Saturday night.
It's that first touch always takes him away from his direct opponent. He's really good at it. Okay, anyway. We've got our fans forum tonight as well.
Aye.
Perfect time for it, innit?
I'm looking forward to it. I just, you hope that my fans are decent. Let's be honest.
I want it to be absolute bangers, mate.
Nah, you want a good crowd, man.
Honestly, I'm desperate for an absolute banger. We're going to say before the show, this is going to go after it anyway, so any questions like about farting or like directing with me and Slaney Herring about football, you and Faddy are right to take it.
Farting and shagging me and you, innit? Anything else?
Who's doing the shagging but you?
Just kid on, man. Just kid on, because that's 0 at the moment.
Right, talking it. I've got this. Wasn't that a shagging?
Did you hear my hang about Van Bronckhorst I said?
No, let me hear it.
Well, do you want to start with the St Johnstone game, Si, or do you want me to just go?
No, go for it.
I feel sorry for Van Bronckhorst. I've got sympathy for him.
So they are.
I think his job at Rangers, by the way, I think he has done a very good job. I'll talk you through it because I know I will say that some performances haven't been acceptable for Rangers. But since he's come in, the Europa League run was absolutely exceptional. So the amount of money he earned through that.
But can I also say he's not there to earn money, is he?
No, not at all. But that point will come in later on, and when I'm saying, in the mystery of that, when they're going to extra time, they come back and beat Celtic in the semi-final and win the Scottish Cup, something that Rangers haven't done in a long time. So that was incredible. Now we're going into the summer. He's got that money for Europa League. He then sells Bassey, who was probably the best player in Europe that he played. Gerrard, he was in and out with Gerrard. He brought Bassey in. Listen, the credit goes to Bassey, of course, he's the one that has to go and do it. 20 million sells him, he then goes and sells Aribo, 28 million. He then goes and beats a really good PSV side, who are, I think they're a point off the top, all the top of the league now, ahead of the Ajax. They beat Arsenal 2-0 2 weeks ago. Yeah. They knocked PSV and go into the Champions League. There's more Champions League money that he's brought in. Was that 40 million or something? Europa League money, transfers he's brought in. And so they brought in 28 million in players alone and spent 12 million. That doesn't add up to me. No. That does not add up to me. Now, Faddy was saying probably as previous seasons are probably maybe they had to, they owed money or whatever it may be, I don't know, maybe they're in debt somewhere, so you can't spend all that money. But I do think...
But is he getting the best out of this group of players?
On this season, no, but I feel that the board let him down in the summer. I feel that he had to be back there. When you're letting go Bassey and you're letting go... And that being said, I'm not saying that these matches this season have, some of the performances haven't been acceptable for Rangers. I totally get that. And with this players, they should be doing better in some of the games. But I do feel that he has been let down with the board massively.
See what I will say? Listen, I agree. I felt as if he was going to have a bigger pool of money to spend. But 11 million is still a lot of money to get good players and get the signings right. I think the jury's still out that with a few signings, I think a few of them have came in and done really well. But Van Matt O'Reilly cost 1.2 million.
I think Hatate was 2 million as well.
Hatate 2 million. Like some of Celtic have spent a lot of money, as we've spoken about, but some of the players weren't big fees, and they've came in and done really well. I think some of Rangers signings that they have spent fees for haven't really done it so far. I mean, Rabbi Matondo was what, 3 million. He's not really played. Ridvan Yilmaz is 3 million rising to 5. He's not really played. So it's like,
is that his name, Ridvan Yilmaz?
Ridvan Yilmaz.
Is it?
What a name, man.
So I think, like, and listen, I don't even think that's a slight on Van Bronckhorst either, because I don't even know if he had a big part in signing the players.
I thought that guy's first name was Ian or something. He looks like an Ian, doesn't he? Ian Yilmaz. Grant Yilmaz.
But listen,
but what
the job he's done as a whole, it would be harsh to say. Like I said it last week, it was so harsh to sack him.
I think fans, majority of fans want him out now.
What I will say is Rangers need to almost be perfect now. I don't think they can afford many, if any, slip-ups throughout the rest of the season, because Celtic don't really look as if they're going to drop a lot of points.
See, on the first time I've seen it, I don't know if you've noticed it, when the St Johnstone's first goal, Lundstrom and Sakala.
Aye, mate. What happened there?
And then Lundstrom walks back the pitch, yeah.
But what actually happens?
Like, I think he thinks Sakala's coming short, which I would be in Sakala's like, why the fuck would you want to pass the ball short to Sakala? He wants the ball in space, doesn't he? Lundstrom plays it short.
But not even that, it's almost as if he goes to pass, takes a bad touch, but then like stops and starts shouting before anything happens.
But then, Andy, see the goal. What if you watch it back? He just walks back, and then there's a chance he can maybe go and tackle the ball. He walks again. You didn't do that if you've got fucking complete respect for your manager there.
Second goal's really poor on it as well.
Some finish, but it's poor, aye.
But listen, I tell you what, I was talking about how I thought Rangers were really good in the first half, and I stand by that, but St Johnstone were brave in their game plan, which is something that you probably don't expect.
A lot of teams are going to up front now, I've noticed.
And they were almost, you're talking about man for man we used, they were almost man for man at certain times. I think any sort of time Rangers got into a certain space, St Johnstone were there to be aggressive and make contact. Yeah. And Rangers had a lot of sustained pressure, a lot of shots, a lot of corners. But no many clear cut.
The one Kolak plays back to Lundstrom.
A lot of shots, but St Johnstone probably limited.
So what is that? Is that a manager then, or is that players? Because obviously, I think a manager's job is they're dominating games, isn't they? The manager's put a plan in place where they're dominating, they're getting the ball in good areas of the pitch. Is that then down to players to go and do a wee bit more, be a wee bit better?
Like you said, though, I still think a manager's job is to get the best out of the players you've got. I think there's a few that still probably no hit the heights that they have over the last few years. It's difficult, mate. It is difficult. I think it would be harsh to sack him, though. I
do think, though, the majority of fans want him out now. Just what I see and hear. But then who do you go and get? Because the only one I can see out there is Gerrard to go and get. The only person out there. Probably should go think outside the box, but
I would like to see a couple of young boys.
I think Lowry, I like Lowry.
I think Lowry, Charlie McCann's probably the two that. The wee boy Lovelace, have you watched much of him when Rangers B? Have you watched it
again at the weekend?
He scores every week.
Played in Millwall last year, didn't he?
Every week, so it's like
get him in the first.
Can you get him in there? Can you give him an appearance, see what he's like?
Yeah.
But I'd like to see a couple more of the younger boys.
He hasn't really had a settled 11, has he? Really? But is that down to injuries or?
It's definitely centre half.
Yeah.
I mean, the centre half injury list they've got is ridiculous.
What did it end up? McCann and Sands as your two centre backs Saturday? That's tough, isn't it?
Barisic and Sands, was it not? Barisic not go to centre half when they went two up front.
But is that pure
recruitment? I think Barisic stayed left, but I'm sure it was King and Sands.
You said McCann and Sands.
But that's pure recruitment though, and it's Nate.
Who did they sign?
Suter and Davies. But looking at the other two, they've been injured, had lots of injuries.
And again, I don't think it's Van Bronckhorst that signed their 2 deals.
No, how could he have seen Suter? Unless he's based on the season, Suter did well when he came in, didn't he?
Ben Davies, so I don't think Van Bronckhorst, what was the last club he played at Preston? I don't think he watched much of Preston.
Liverpool and Preston before that, but you never know. Like that's just a question mark, isn't it? You never know how much influence a manager's got. Well, listen, Ange clearly does because he's signing players for the league.
Japanese mass, what I'm saying.
But, I mean, in terms of everywhere else, you don't know if it's. Does Ross Wilson bring a list of players, put them in a priority order, and Van Bronckhorst has a look at them, says, "I like the look at him." But I say it all the time, mate. Players look unbelievable on YouTube.
Yeah,
like,
have they signed a player for the Dutch league?
No.
That's bizarre.
That is bizarre. I would say so because you get look at Gio. What's his name? Giacomakis. Is that how you say it?
Aye.
He was top scorer in the Dutch league, wasn't he? What did Celtic get him for? 2 million, 2.5 million quid. Is that right? Sure. Something like that. So there must be good value in the Dutch market. If he's the manager and he's making decisions, surely he's going to.
I remember he was definitely linked with a couple. I remember he was linked with a centre half, Vitesse. I can't remember his name. I think it was linked with a goalie. Big Yap. He was like me a goalie for the Dutch league, but
Ed De Hoy.
Remember?
that's an old
horrible, that boy.
Matt Hancock, De Hoy.
Should have wore black suits today, nah. I feel a bit bad.
Disrespectful, innit? I got my TNO just for respect. Let the tea bag hang out.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
Just a wee gesture for him.
I'm sure I read that was Brown's first professional goal.
That was. Should McGregor do better?
Talking about what's happened to your man's knickers?
Still skiddies everywhere. That's disgusting, isn't it? How can
Are they getting used for the quarters, isn't it? Or is that
the World Cup? They're travelling early now. Qatar.
They've got a plane to themselves, huh? Private jet.
Just gone through customs.
The Qataris don't really like it, but listen, I'm going to go ahead with it, I think.
The Qataris, that's right.
They don't like all that type of stuff, don't they? So they'll have a meeting to see if they get through, and then.
But listen, you can't give Rangers credit with. You can't.
His man's knickers.
Criticise Rangers with getting St Johnstone.
Definitely. 4 in a row now, is that? Am I right in saying?
3 in a row.
3 in a row.
Aye. And like I said, I thought they were brave in that approach.
Get up, up, yeah.
He went mental though, didn't he?
Aye, he was bossing the wee man, wasn't he? See, I think
3 points.
Stevie Hamill's got to go with the 2 up. Malta, Finn Veen, got to. They look much better than done that.
Again, VAR's fucking ruined one of the best goals I've seen.
Oh my
God,
that was the Van Basten's goal.
Finish. That is some finish.
What is it doing? It's barely even offside and all.
But he is half.
No, he is a half, but just keep the goal.
You come at your slot for that, didn't you?
I seen you middle of the pitch.
I pressed the boy McKinnon.
See when he's in your area and he goes across the pitch, is Robbie wanting you to go with him?
Aye, somebody fell in.
Somebody fell in.
Not my job.
We're right there when I seen it.
Wee Cockring on it, never fell down.
No, wee Cockring was centre half.
Should he have kind of
Mackay.
Slide across.
Wee Robbie's fucking sleeping into it. Pedro's right about that wee bastard.
I didn't see that. I need to see that back.
So St Johnstone, Graham Kerry, great signing as well. Nicky Clark, what a signing. Great finish as well, eh?
Mm-hmm. Stevie May's playing like a man possessed now as well.
Stevie May's
very
back.
Good.
He's brilliant, that boy.
He's not. Stevie May's one of them. He's not. We played him in the cup last year. You didn't realise how good he is until you play against him, mate.
So
Strong,
full of energy.
quick, full of energy. See when he gets the ball in the areas, he's good, mate. He makes a decision, isn't he?
So he does so well. He does so well for the second goal, and he does. He was a constant threat throughout. See, any time that Rangers sort of had sustained pressure with St Johnstone pinned in, it felt as if there was a couple of times in the second half that one clearance for St Johnstone, Stevie May get them up the pitch, get them a throw in, 5 yards for Rangers goal, and just relieve all pressure that Rangers have created for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like, see how we say we want to be the same, I want to be a front foot team that can defend on the half end. Rangers didn't look comfortable playing that way. I think there's been calls for them to do that. I think they look much more comfortable under Van Bronckhorst when they sit in kind of a low block and then go and hit on the counter.
I know, but what opportunity
I know you can't put that,
to play in the counter.
See, just on Van Bronckhorst, do you think that the Rangers must win these 2 games for him to keep his job?
Yes.
Or do you think it's inevitable? He's done?
They need to win every game anyway, don't they? Let's be honest. Regardless of
but I mean, before the World Cup.
I'll be totally honest, I don't think he'll see the season at Van Bronckhorst.
Do you think in the World Cup that's the chance to be getting somebody else in? But I was thinking about the boy Beale, right? He's not taking that job now. Nowhere near it, because you're 7 points behind Celtic, you're out of Europe. He would rather take Queen's Park this season.
Take it in the summer.
Maybe go in the summer, potentially.
Yeah.
But then maybe...
So you're looking at Gerrard? I
think Gerrard's... I can't think of any other candidates out there. Maybe, listen, I would never have thought Ange, so there is obviously managers out there that you need to think out the box, but Gerrard's the only one that comes to mind.
What about Simon Ferry?
I think you need a guy that can make decisions standing on his feet, didn't you? I think you need to get Marks back, didn't you?
Bring him back in. But I know you don't like talking about it, Andy, when somebody's in a job and that, but I can't think of other people that's out there. I heard all shout Souness and Barry Ferguson.
I don't think
they'll like that. That'd be terrifying.
No, I don't think they'll get rid of him.
Do you think he'll be at the end of the season, Andy? Huh?
Result dependent, but I don't think they'll get rid of him in the World Cup break.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But like I said, I don't think there's any doubt they need to be perfect from now on. Celtic done that last year, mate. You know what I mean? Remember their start? Didn't have a great start. I think Ange Postecoglou basically said that.
Playing well too, Andy, now.
Aye.
He was only
that's fair, but there was still nothing to suggest for the results at the start that they go on the run they went on. Yeah. They went on, what was it, 20-something unbeaten?
But I think the difference on that is, I think that he was just in the door and he was bringing these new... I think Van Bronckhorst has been in now a while. But the thing is, if you're Van Bronckhorst now and if they see you're keeping your job, and he'll need to do something in January, I think, with recruitment. He maybe need to get players out, bring players in. Well, there's players out of contract as well, aren't there? Kent and Morelos. It's a bit of a nightmare situation, isn't it? Probably your 2 best players. See, regardless of the form that people want to talk about they're in, it's a disaster if they go for free transfers. Yeah. Let's be honest. They've been their 2 biggest assets for the last 5 years. Them 2 and James Tavernier.
So you can't be in a position where they're two leaving a free.
Again, looking from the outside, I don't know what's going on between them and their agents and the club, but it looks to me like both of them are on their contracts out and go for free now.
I felt the same as with Conor Golson, mate, to be honest with you. And obviously that went to the death, which is something that you never want as a club.
Can you not say that on this week's show, mate?
No, sorry, big
Kev.
But you don't want that going all the way, because there is always a worry that somebody comes in last minute and offers them big money. Is that going to be the case? Who knows? But like you said, Rangers, they definitely don't want to lose the two of them for free.
So would you do the same? Would you break the bank in terms of wages wise to keep the two of them?
Well, I said in the summer, I'm in a position where I think you should be in a position where you offer them a contract. See if they don't sign it, you try and sell them. You're in dangerous water if you leave it to the last 6 months where anyone can come in and try and take them or run it down to the summer. So was that a case of, when it happened with Conor Golson last year, was the options that you had not really appealing enough that eventually, but to be fair, Big Conor's always loved it up here, so I don't know if it is a different story, but there is always that worry that it only takes one day where someone comes in and says we're going to offer this to take you and they leave.
You've been in dangerous water before that.
I was going to say the exact same. Your dad's bath water. Muck, innit? Full of muck you were in there.
Could you see Kent and Morelos, could they go to a Premiership team? I
haven't seen anyone near Morelos. Not reliable at all. When he's at it, he's brilliant, but you don't know what you're going to get with him. With Kent, I like Kent. I know he's not been informed, but I really like Kent.
Yeah, I think in a right good system and under a right good coach, I think Kent could do well down there. Again, Morelos is the same. It seems to me like if he's not playing every week, then again, I could be completely wrong, but would he be the type that you'd want about your squad? I mean, at his best, there's no doubt he'd be an asset to Premier League clubs. Obviously, the form he's in now, no playing. I don't think anyone's going to be looking at him saying, "Look, we'd be buzzing to take him." But I say it all the time. That year that he had, where he scored all the European goals, he was unbelievable that year, and he was fit. Yeah, but I don't know what is it. The desire in him to get fit? Is there enough pressure for the staff to get him fit? I don't know, because you're not there. But if he's not playing games, he has the type of body that, see, if he doesn't play games, he's not going to get fit. Do you know what I mean? Because he is a naturally heavy boy. He's always been heavy, even when he was fit. Yeah. But I think at this point last season, Celtic were running about 6 points behind. It could be wrong, but it was running about this time. It feels different now, I feel. 100%. I said it 2 weeks ago, mate, when Celtic were 4 points ahead, it feels like 10. I just think because there was a few games where Rangers sort of limped over the line and Celtic were winning 4-0 and 5-1. The goal difference between the two teams was mental. But I think the thing with Celtic is you even look at the last couple of weeks. Can I watch it? You think he's tea? Can you do what he usually does and let it roll down your chin? Many stages the big man had in it. And he loves that. Sorry, mate, anyway. I think even look at, I mean, there have been two scenarios in the last couple of weeks where Celtic are drawn going into injury time. You think they've dropped points, but they've found a way to get results. And that must be, maybe not so much as players, but Rangers fans must be, that's demoralising, isn't it? When you think they're dropping points and they score goals. What does it give you a wee glimmer of hope that teams are taking them to the death? Aye, but you would if you were playing well and you were winning yourself. Yeah. And that's the worry they're not. You're not really confident with the new with Rangers going into any game. And that's the situation Rangers are in now, you're right. It's like they need to just focus on themselves and win games, because see, if they don't win games, then it doesn't matter what Celtic's going to do, and you're not going to catch them. I don't think they can catch them. I don't think they'll catch them. I don't think they will. And it's very early to say that, but just the way they be there playing, I don't see that. Do you think Celtic will strengthen in January, Paul? You know, you obviously know people in the Boyd, Tom Boyd. No, speaking to a few of the guys in, I will not name names, but I don't think they will strengthen. I think a few players actually might go, because there's no Europe now. I think they might sell a few players. Like who? Who are they selling? James McCarthy, but again, who's going to take wages. He's just going to sit and do a couple of training. Couple of drills. Just going to sit and I'm enjoying the couple of training. We need to get him on, don't we? To hear that voice. So you think they'll sell a couple of players? The squad's massive, mate. So who are we selling then? Sorry? James McCarthy. James McCarthy. I think we sell to... Who are they selling, sorry? No, I'm just trying to... I'm trying to work it out. I'm trying to work it out, by the way, because I think Welsh could be one. You are clutching at Scots here. Stephen Welsh has had... There's been 10 bids for Stephen Welsh and I've never sold it. Well, this is one for you, right? Here's one for you. Sell Stephen Welsh.
They might sign players Celtic, and the reason for it is...
Oh, wait a minute.
No,
they're not signing players, they're selling players.
No. Well, why I'm saying that is because they have no Europe, but if Ange wants to get a head start in Europe next season, what he done with Hatate, Kyogo, and guys like that, he brought them in January. So he might want to do that, because looking at Celtic's team in Champions League...
I'd hate to point out, I think Kyogo came in the summer.
He did come in the summer, aye.
He did.
Matt O'Reilly came in Jan, didn't he?
It was Matt O'Reilly.
O'Reilly, Hatate, who's the other one? Ideguchi.
I think we're going to send you for the same what but Kev got and hope for the similar result.
I said to myself today, I'm going to be more serious. I'm going to come out with more serious points. That's killed us. It was a great argument I was going to go with. Hatate, did they bring him in summer or
You
not?
still get time to clock back and try.
Did they?
Yeah.
In the summer?
No, Hatate was January.
So that's what I'm saying. I think he brought the guys. I knew you're seeing Hatate and
Hatate, me that was.
You're seeing, and O'Reilly as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you're seeing the guys now starting for Celtic, playing and get Angie Styles, so they might try to get a wee head start this January. That's why I'm saying they might get players out that he doesn't feel is going to play in. Looking at the team, I know a few names, but I don't want to throw people under the bus. I don't, because
right, okay.
I know one or two that I think.
Oh, do you? Inside knowledge?
I've never asked you this. I'm interested. What's your thoughts on Moy? I like him or not? Because it kind of splits opinion, doesn't it?
Too slow for me. Listen, SPL, good player, but if you want, Ange said he wants to make a mark in Europe, then no for me.
What, out of possession, in possession?
All over. All over. A cracking player on the ball, but no for me. No, he's doing well, isn't he? But I just think at that level.
Here's one for you, which splits opinions as well. Celtic's best 11, Giakoumakis or Kyogo?
Kyogo every time. Every time.
Yeah, Kyogo. Giakoumakis.
Now, what's their front three then? What's their best front three?
Jota.
Hasanovic.
Kyogo and Forrest.
No, come on. What's the wee guy?
Hasanovic is
wee arse
I'd put him 10. There you go. And put Forrest. Forrest is the best winger out of them all. I'm no joking.
I think.
I don't know how Maida gets.
I do love Forrest.
I don't know how Maida gets as many chances he does. He played them again against Real Madrid. And Abada came on, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I think Forrest is better than they do.
So I would go what's it?
Hasanovic,
Kyogo, Jota.
Jota on the right.
Jota on the left.
On the left and Hispanic on the right.
Coming on his left foot.
You can't play him, isn't he?
I do like him a lot.
I can't believe I said about Kyogo.
Can I ask for that to be taken it? We're going to keep
right.
Again, nothing to do with the club, but the penalty decision for me is fucking baffling, man.
But the Celtic one?
That's one of the worst.
Mate, he doesn't know where the ball is. How can you deliberately handle a ball and he doesn't know where it is?
In the air and it's been behind him.
I think the way the rule is, you're just every week there's going to be a penalty for handball every week, and it is. You're right. He doesn't really know where he's got. He's got his head down. Obviously, as his arm make himself unnaturally bigger. I hate that justification for the rule.
Your hand can at any kind of point in a game, your hand can be in a.
And see, to be fair, right. I'm not saying it's the right decision again. Is it the right decision for the law? Maybe. But how can you get booked for that? How can you get booked for somebody heading it off your arm?
I don't know.
For a yard, 2 yards.
That is, I think it's going to end up mattering it.
You can't do it.
He didn't ball like that.
No.
That's crazy.
I don't get it at all.
And did he get booked?
So you're saying? Getting booked for something you didn't see?
You see people getting booked for some of these handballs for penalty. You see some people no. Is there a law for that? Because I don't think the boy Solomon in our game yesterday get booked for that handball for the penalty. I might be wrong by the way, but I don't think he did get booked.
No, at the end I don't think he did either. He Cochrane put it across, didn't he?
Cochrane, yeah.
And then Shanklin cut. And there was also a red card check as well. Was it stamping Giakoumakis' chest?
By the way, that was fucking dodgy, that challenge.
Why?
Sybil, wasn't it?
Was it Sybil, didn't it?
Sybil that done it.
I don't
know what he means it, but
I've not seen
very high up his studs on his chest. I was looking at Gary Parker, guys. I took Gary Parker it.
That was Gary Parker, wasn't it?
Aye. It was like that challenge again.
Do you know what I'm doing for his funeral? I'm going to get me suit measured. Is that game?
Aye.
No, that was a semi-final to get him to the final to play Gary Parker. So that was Gary Parker that guys had done that to?
Aye. But that's what I'm saying, that one on Saturday, that could be a red.
I've not seen the tackle.
Yeah.
Could be a red in the way the football is now. I think it could have been.
Do you still think Dundee United will go down?
Yes.
Not seen enough of that game that think surely the players are squad's too good.
They done brilliant by the way.
But again, that...
Because they had a couple of chances as well.
My thing with Dundee United is when they go forward, I don't really see what they are. Do you know what I mean?
Is it no more a worry about what they are defensively?
No, but I think against the lesser teams when they've got more of the ball, I don't really see what how they're going to score goals. I know they've got Fletch and put crosses in the ball.
But he's not been scoring, has he?
Yeah.
A couple, but no.
Couple of penalties.
Fucking hell.
Do you think they'll start?
Aye.
Just because they've got
Scotland's
better
good,
players than other teams down there.
But I do think I've said it. I take criticism for this every year. But I think the league is better. I think the teams are better this year. So I do think it will be tight. I think a lot of teams have improved.
Like you said, twice they've conceded to death. That not just being a good football team, they've got great team spirit as well. Celtic, it seems, doesn't it?
How can Kyogo score a header in the box, man? You're talking about me scoring headers. I know that's a shot, but how's Kyogo scoring for a corner?
They slowed it down. They showed you it was. I think it was. Who's the wee boy that played with Rangers?
Middleton.
He'd let him go. I'm sure it was him. He let him run into the box.
So you get a manager that must.
He's pointing to somebody else to get him. I'm sure. If you
Kyogo's his off the ball movement is unbelievable, isn't it? But
that would kill you a set piece at that time.
If you're 90 minutes, man, you've got a corner to defend to hold on for a point. You're gutted if it's the wee bar that's scored a header, isn't you?
And then what baffles you about football is if that was a Real Madrid, if that guy had a Real Madrid goalie strip on, that board would have been fucking rose ed. And he's dying to him.
That's, by the way, that's baffling, that, innit?
It's crazy football, innit? It's one hell of a finish though. But again, I don't know what I single, but I hate singling people about Dundee United's goalie, man. That's a big part of why I think they could go down. The goalies are.
He's got to do better for the second, didn't he?
Fucking hell, mate.
My God. They get Pitbull back in, didn't they?
Pitbulls.
Mate. Honestly.
Pitbull sitting fuming on the bench.
But you would be really encouraged, I think, with Dundee United's performance. Really encouraged, because even before they scored the equaliser, they were putting pressure on and hitting at the post.
Yeah.
So
Middleton get one club
off the line as well. I thought they were as well.
So did I.
So,
especially when Celtic score early, mate. So when Celtic score inside the first 15 minutes, you think they've got to kick on now and also get the penalty straight after. But I honestly, I'm convinced Dundee United would be alright.
I went to watch Frankie before we played. Charlie takes him, obviously. And there's the lines, obviously it's a wee ref running about, but there's no linesman, so it's impossible to call. So Frankie's team scores, and the guy from Falkirk, he was shouting non-stop the full game. He's like, big man, you're cheating the boys, eh? He's like, you need to help a referee, eh? He's like, get your hand up, offside, eh? And Charlie's like, Charlie being Charlie, loves the people. He's looking at it like that, his big face, he was like, tight, mate. Tight. I'm talking a boy and the guy's getting more and more worked up, mate, but he had him on absolute toast, man. I was standing pissing myself laughing, man.
Talking about Frankie with it, Twitty's game at the weekend, man. I'm raging at this point because like it was a 10-minute spell where we just weren't doing it. Frankie keeps megging me.
He's a pain in the arse.
I'm stood there every 2 minutes. I see a ball going through my legs. Fix that, Megs.
He doesn't make Cookie 10 times.
He scored at the weekend against Falkirk because their bench was shouting, mate. He's running up to the bench doing that time. I don't know who the fuck you are, eh?
Who was we, Jude? Was he not playing an academy team as well?
No, he was. They played Motherwell, eh?
Motherwell. How'd they go on?
I think they were all a bit disappointed, a bit devastated with what had happened, but I think they put on a performance for him. One that he would have been proud of.
Me and Snoddy were a couple of weeks ago, we were going to pranky Charlie, weren't we?
What was that again?
We tried to phone Si to get, because we wanted to know the team that you were telling us a thing about the coach that had a wee argy the week before. So we were trying to get the team name so we could say, my coach in team.
We're going to
punch your leader. Heard you're trying to poach your players, I know, that's what I've got to say.
It's not done any pranks since you've been there?
No. I'll get me to some though.
He looks like he's grown. He looks like he's more like sophisticated. Is that the right word? He looks like he's grown up a lot.
He's different, obviously. He's different, but he's still mad.
Because when we were younger, mate, he was just wanting a laugh constant, man. Constant, mate.
Do you play 21s with him?
Played all the way through at Scotland, though. We nearly got sent him for a Scotland trip for.
Maybe get that cut out, still do that pranky with Charlie. That could be unbelievable, mate. See if I recorded that and off for the podcast.
Say that because the guy that coaches him is a bit of a madman. Say, I've heard you've been trying to poach my players, and the big man shut himself.
Shut it,
by the way, Friday night. Aberdeen Hibs.
Well, we were there watching the 20s, weren't we? So I missed it, but I got the highlights when I got back up the road. By the way, Miovski's good, isn't he?
What a player.
What I find that is.
Mate, Jim Goodwin's done a good job at Aberdeen, hasn't he? You're talking about recruitment. The recruitment they made, they brought about 12 players in the summer.
Yeah.
And they suffered a wee bit, Andy, last season. They suffered a wee bit when they first came in. They made big calls, getting Brown out and all that. Everybody was like, shouldn't be doing that, experienced players. Just shows you.
Why doesn't you ask Jim Goodwin how you get the Brown out of knickers then?
Don't get it.
Are you sure she's taking on her knickers?
Brown out. That's brilliant, but you know it's a big call for him, though, isn't it?
No, you fake one.
I'm trying to get into that.
No, it's a cracker. But by the way, what a I like that. Bozza Steele, that to go in there and make the big calls, and even when you start getting beat, he's like, you should never get rid of Constantine, Brown, experienced player. He'd make the big calls, stand by them, and now you're seeing the rewards he's brought in, because they would have had a lot in the budget, a big wage.
He's scoring a lot of goals as well.
He brought his own players in. The recruitment's been absolutely magnificent with the boy. The two of them up front, Duke and Miovski.
I tell you what, it's not a penalty.
No, the wee guy dives into him. I can see why it's given though, in the first place, because it happens really quickly and the keeper comes flying out, so I can see why it's given, but when you recheck it, my God, the wee guy.
It's not a penalty for me, James.
Bit soft.
Bit soft, aye, but when you
Did you see Trent yesterday? Did you think that was a penalty?
Can I shove somebody? Can I just bar somebody down the box?
Yeah, it's a penalty. Nobody fucking knows, does it? I don't think anybody knows, mate.
Referees
should know.
But mate, every week it's like, that's a pen, that's not a pen, it's fucking...
What? You're talking about Trent's, it was quite similar to Cancelo's, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because it was like almost a barge in the back, it wasn't it? Shoulder to shoulder.
And Cancelo's gets given?
Gets given a red card.
Yeah. So how's that?
Attempt to make the ball and it's last man.
So why do you know like Aberdeen's is a penalty?
I think David Marshall slides in and he almost sort of brings his hands away, doesn't he? And I think
he
feels as if Duke almost sort of like, hangs a leg out, tries to be clever with it, and
then the retake. See that?
The retake.
How the keeper?
What is it, a yard off?
You need to create a wee box for the keeper that he can go into.
A new line?
I think you need to create a
1 yard line.
A 1 yard line.
I think 2 yards. But like almost like a.
Do you know what? Just keep the 6 yard box and go storming there.
Inside the 6 yard box, I would create another coloured box. Seriously, for the keeper, he can move slightly. It's impossible just to dive. Impossible. You need to come out slightly, and that's.
You only need 1 foot on, didn't you?
Well, see if you rewatch the one they score in the geese, he's off again. He comes off again and he doesn't retake it then.
Yeah.
Because he scored.
So what happens if they just keep jumping off the line?
Just keep on retaking it. It'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? They should do it the way they're going about it.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying that for Motherwell's penalty yesterday. I was saying to the boys, need to encroach the box, man.
Encroach? Is that what you said?
That is what it is, though, isn't it?
Handy.
That mouth is velvet.
Encroach in there, innit?
There's a guy that's just lost his job, but you'll not be giving a fuck now after he's just heard you saying that.
He has just lost his job, innit? Need to get him on.
Definitely.
But see, like obviously when the Part Celtic game a couple of weeks ago, when we score the penalty and it gets brought back for encroachment, you're like, fucking hell. So it's like, they just, whatever happens, don't approach the box, because they will pull them back now, or they should do. You're saying that he obviously comes off his line.
I'm sure he does if you watch it back.
Clarkson's another massive play for Aberdeen there.
He's brilliant.
What a player
for Liverpool.
Yeah.
21. See his goal? It's one of the best goals I've ever seen.
He's a proper player, isn't he?
He's brilliant, him.
Yeah.
I thought he was another one of the Aberdeen bringing through, but no. He came for Liverpool, didn't he?
Richardson a few times I've seen Aberdeen. Richardson's played well.
Aye. Yeah, he's decent. Aye, he's decent. The boy Coulson left back.
I like Coulson.
That's what I mean. It's like recruitment's massive, isn't it? And you've got to say it.
He will have a big budget though, because I think they paid money. I think they paid a fee for Miovski, didn't they?
Aye. They'll have a big budget, but it doesn't guarantee
Dundee United have got a big budget, you know what I mean?
Aye.
Correct.
You're absolutely right, Paul. But Livingston, David Martindale, mate.
He's a hero.
How does he keep doing it?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Have you been in there yet?
No, I need to go in. I'd love to. We need to get him on generally. For the World Cup, we'll get him on. Who's a few guests we can get on when the World Cup's on?
Definitely Martindale, top priority for me. Love to get him on. Neil Warnock, because that was promised a couple of weeks ago. Don't know what happened with that.
Neil Warnock would be sensational.
Unreal.
Neil Warnock would. He could be up there with my number one. Neil Warnock. I think he would be absolutely. See his videos, mate. That actually cracked me up. See the one with is it the boys playing with his boys and he goes to shake his hand and he catches him.
Brilliant, isn't it?
It's not shaking your fucking
hand.
hand.
That full montage with him versus Guardiola is sensational, man.
Go and sit in the fucking shower. You're making me feel sick.
See the warm up he does with the players before the game, the fast feet. How gets it? The changing room.
He's a legend, isn't he? Who else would be good?
You're still.
We could take a grunge night with Callum Davidson, couldn't we?
Aye.
Just like nipple piercings and string vests.
Everything dark to it, innit?
Dark to it.
You're still choking for Tom Boyd, aren't you?
I like Boyd.
That'd need to be a late night podcast, wouldn't it?
Just the two of us, but
what is it open?
Else, open hole, innit?
Martindale would come on, mate. You're part of him now.
I'll give him a wee message.
Imagine he scudded you right on this talk. Oh, that would be the best.
Martindale, if he comes for you, mate, you're fucked.
He's done a couple of podcasts as well, so surely we can.
But is League One not doing England? Is that still in the World Cup?
Who for Cal?
No, I'll give Bruni a wee shout.
I don't think that League One doesn't stop.
No, League One keeps the scum keep rolling, don't they? The scum keep going.
Anybody else, Andy?
Nah, that's it.
Could will Livy get top 6?
Oh, Hearts and Aberdeen, they've nailed it. Except Rangers,
That's
obviously.
early, isn't it?
What about Lee Johnson saying he's comedy gold? Lee Johnson, I like him, man. Saying bit Rocky, he wouldn't accept 10 million quid for Big Rocky.
Somebody should put a bid in just to see, shouldn't they? Somebody should just stick 10 million to see what he does.
No. Nah. 20.
He is a character, isn't he? It's funny, but he's.
I don't know if Hibs will get top 6 with football. I think Boyle's not meant to be it for a while now. I don't know about Hibs,
But mate, Livingston were a minute away last year for top 6. Remember the game Motherwell?
right at the end, wasn't it? A minute, as you said, aye.
And I do think they got better.
I think Davey after that in the dressing
No,
room.
the greatest AstroTurf team in the world.
Yeah.
Favourite stadium you've ever played at?
He's on one of these ones now.
What is it? What's
We're off on a
Wembley.
tangent.
It's got to be Wembley, man. Doesn't it?
Wembley.
Have you played Wembley, man? Favourite stadium I've played at?
Part 3 guys to Ibrox.
Um,
The AstroTurf outside Ibrox.
Aye. Palace of Arts. I don't know, mate. Don't know.
Was Fiorentina's nice?
Aye, very old school, but good.
What was your dressing room like?
Old school.
Average, to be honest.
What?
Aye.
Italians, it's quite basic, innit?
It was, mate, it was a fucking mission for the pitch.
To get to the
I
You had
dressing
to
that
room.
walk
when we
up
played
four flights of stairs,
season.
aye.
Remember siphons up the steps?
Oh, civil
even think.
service.
Do you know what, right? This is a terrible answer, but it's true. Ellen Road's unreal. Leeds.
Do you know about that wee man there?
I
You ever played there, kid?
I supported Leeds when I grew up.
Oh, so you were sitting in the stand while we were in the pitch playing good.
It's not the best stadium, but it's just an unbelievable place to play.
So is it a good place to watch as a fan?
I didn't go down, but it was when David O'Leary was the manager when they got Champions League. You talk about League One, Leeds? Are you?
What's the best you've played? Excelsior?
You David Batty,
Excelsior's good, isn't it?
My favourite player for Leeds is mad, this, by the way.
Eric Backer, Olivier Decor.
No, Jason Wilcox.
Pish.
I was shite.
He does the Man City kids.
Does he?
Brought through a few crackers.
I might get a hold of him, man. Talk up.
I'm
Still
heavy
off,
name dropping
please.
again with Woodgate, right? But Woodgate used to buzz after boy McPhail at Leeds. Says he's the best ever.
Yeah, mate.
Was
Said
it?
he was,
Aye?
oh mate, he said he was unbelievable.
I played against Steve McPhail, mate. He was fucking brilliant.
Was he?
See the one round the corner where he's left foot?
Oh,
I had it unlocked. I played in his, well, no, that was the one Stratton took me down to play his testimonial, Celtic v Cardiff. 24-man squad, I was the only guy he never put on. I remember standing sitting in the shower at the end of the game like, what the fuck's just happened? Like 24-man squad or something, mate.
so 23
Just kept
players.
looking at us and I was like that. Final whistle went and I was like, what the fuck's just happened?
See before the Benfica in Champions League, Lenny done a team talk, he obviously worked on it. Went round every individual player in the dressing room, but I was in the squad. And he went round everybody and said something individual about what they brought to the team, and he came to me and went, just keep them at your den.
Oh,
But he didn't know what he said. I felt sorry for him because I don't only been up, he had barely ever seen me play.
What should he have said?
Fuck knows. But that was a shocker, mate, because I seen boys now like, oh fucking hell. He doesn't know what to say to him here.
But do you know what was the worst about that shower? A couple of boys spoke to me like I'd got on. So I didn't even think that
done well,
they'd noticed that I hadn't got on. I think somebody went, "Do you enjoy that?" I was like, "You taking the fucking piss?" Mate, imagine that. That is fucking with your head proper. Oh my god.
What about your...
Oh wait, sorry, can I just ask about
Of course you
Fiorentina?
can.
Because I'm obsessed, obviously, Italian food. What did they put on food for you after?
food was unbelievable.
Wait,
Had
is it?
genie balls and all that? No.
No, carbonara. Pizza, right? But Italian pizza is just no the same as pizza here, is it? It's
No.
Mate, see, look, it's just proper. We say it all the time, how good's Pizzano pizza? Don't I get
Amazing.
You went
free
3 times last.
advertising
You
here?
went 3 times last week.
Mate,
Somebody caught her eye.
Nothing to do with the pizzas though.
and I tell you what though, Italian pizza was better, mate. Fiorentina pizza.
I can imagine. Was
Sensation.
it just margherita or was there any toppings?
I think it was just margherita to be honest, but still, joke.
Best ever Fiorentina player, that's it.
Aye, but still.
It goes. The Olivia was good through Costa. So did you have pizza and pasta?
No, I think I just had the pizza to be honest. It was unbelievable.
What's the dressing rooms like? Tiny?
You've asked that.
Did
Try
you?
again.
You asked that one. Right, okay. Your favourite game you've ever played in? Favourite individual
fuck's
game?
sake.
Mine was Leeds. We beat Leeds 3-0 at Ellen Road, mate. Best day of my
This
life.
fan forum podcast started early, innit?
Leeds?
He looks like a wee fan, didn't he? Well, he is a wee fan. He was down at Leeds, isn't he?
Do you want us to tell you some football stories, wee man?
You want us to sign something for you, kid? Want me to get a pen and sign your sheet?
Try to like have a wee bit of that bag there.
Leeds 3-0 at Ellen Road, mate. Best day of my football career. I wasn't even going to play in the game, and Jonathan Douglas, who was our captain, like, you're a fucking shite bag. Get that strapped up, and you're fucking playing.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
And he's like, you'll regret it, because we were flying at the time, mate. If you go to Ellen Road and win, it'll be the biggest regret of your life. Played through it, mate.
Did you play well?
3-0. I barely touched the ball. Billy Painter and Charlie Austin were a fucking shambles that day, mate.
Who was in that Leeds team?
Snoddy, Becchio, Beckford.
Wow.
They're a good team, mate. Johnny Howson. They had a good team.
I've got a question for you, right?
You can ask me.
People ask me this all the time. Do you remember us two playing against each other in youth football? No?
Aye.
Do you?
At Celtic Park.
So youth semi-final, was it?
1-0.
We scudded you out, aye. You were left wing, I was right wing.
Well, you said that, that's funny, isn't it? You said you always beat Celtic and Rangers and you put them in, you've got
Put me in your cup on you go.
I was the first team player at that point. I just came in for that game.
You got brought down actually, didn't you?
What's your favourite game?
Flamatari. My little Flamatari, Europa League.
What was it? What was it Jim Gannon called you?
Flamatari flamethrower.
That's what he kept calling him. He took me on the pitch at Nail and he got he's like, come on, I'll show you where I scored.
Took all the boys before the game.
Took all the boys before the game to show them that exact area. Because it was at Airdrie Stadium.
Oh, was it?
Right at the spot I scored, cutting for the left, and I said to all the boys, that's for a 17-year-old Europa League.
How's the
boys affected? I'm talking, you know what I mean?
How's the Pulse Lane comeback going? Doing well, man.
Flying at her.
You're doing well with it. What was the man down in the crowd?
Aye, my sister waited at the door for us coming out.
Did you see while you were playing? Did you catch eyes with him?
No. That was the one Mark McGee. I told that story about a million times. Can I keep telling it?
So how did you see after you scored that goal? How did you celebrate? They got pizza and pasta with waffles, right? Waffles and beans.
Waffles and beans in the house, aye. Piece of jam.
But was it a big occasion for the family?
I locked myself in my room no matter what. Couldn't handle praise, couldn't handle.
You're weird like that, mate.
You see after hydro shoes, I just go straight in my room. Something goes through my head. I need to high five there.
Turn it to Calm Davis.
Mate, see when he came on that game for obviously Broomhill at the start of the season. Obviously, I was at the game and I came down and I was waiting in the reception. I was like, I want to see him, congratulate him. That after about 2 minutes of the full time whistle, I was like, is Slaney still on? I was like, no, he's left. They shower or nothing, just get a motor.
He just put that dildo in the bag, zipped it up and ran out. What about this last question on this stupid one? Last ever meal, what would it be?
Last ever? Steak.
Just steak?
Oh.
Is there a certain steak that you've had that you would have again?
I'd go a T-bone steak.
Faber.
Tiffany's, Glasgow.
Oh. Medium rare?
Medium rare, aye.
Garlic butter?
Garlic butter.
Yuck.
Peppercorn sauce on the side.
Oh.
Couple of lamb chops. Oh.
Lamb chops wet as well?
Aye. You're saying it's my last meal, man.
No, you get a side dish, so what's your, and then what, potatoes, chips?
Chips, aye.
What music would you play for your last meal? Just in the
truffle.
background?
I'd get size playlist for SWG3. Just to fucking send me off.
Truffle?
No.
Truffle chips, nah?
Nah.
And then would you have like broccoli or tender stem?
Absolutely not, mate. My last meal, you
imagine eating broccoli your last meal. Broccoli your last meal ever though.
Side of mac and cheese?
No.
Just the steak, the chips and the...
Cut of lamb chops inside, aye. No. I'd have scallops to start and all.
Oh, scallops. With a wee bit of pancetta for it.
Oh.
Wait till you hear this scumbags.
Tesco.
Meal deal.
No, I genuinely make chicken
ham sandwich for starter, chicken sandwich for main.
Make chicken sandwich meal.
Oh, you've said
but
that.
But Tropicana, I was just...
No, make chicken sandwich with Fanta. I eat my burger and drink the Fanta in, mate.
Do you? You dip your burger in your Fanta?
Brilliant.
Wee Fanta.
What would you go with?
Mine'd be steak, but I'd have a side of lobster as well. Steak, lobster, chips, mac and cheese, tender stem, broccoli. Oh.
How bad? Why was it broccoli in your last ever meal?
I love broccoli, mate.
I tell you what, club podcasting really well, man.
I think so.
Keep it up, aye. I thought it's been great the last couple
of weeks. I'm trying my best, just keep on pushing away, didn't I?
You're the main
Got a few guests on this week sorted, I read it. It will not be revealed, but until it comes under, I've done it too many times, said they're coming on and they don't come on. So,
right.
Would you say you've already overtook the big dog?
He's a man.
No.
He's a man.
He's fucking that Champions League, what, that Premier League podcast is flying, he's doing, man.
This World Cup is a shambles amount of players that are missing it.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Mate.
Rubbish, absolutely.
It should be cancelled,
Should never have been in the winter, never.
Gary Neville and that Sheik should just play 1v1 every game naked with it.
Aye, 100%.
And you just draw the country on their chest.
Crossbar challenge, mate. Gary Neville in every president of every country.
Each country gets a person. Who would you go with?
What do you mean?
So Gary Neville for England.
What, a joke for you?
Aye. So for Wales.
Robert Page. Since Kev talks about him every week.
Remember he said
the Buddha. Get a Buddha.
Oh, the Buddha, big hearts in her head.
Aye, they need to be naked back. Naked World Cup.
Right, Scotland you'd have...
No, they're on it.
Oh, they're right. Italy. Pepe DiMarco for EastEnders.
He was a wee slice, him, wasn't he? He's a dangerous wee guy, him, man.
Poland, George Slane.
Aye. Great shout.
He looks Polish.
I don't know.
Had he?
You're saying this fucking a bit more.
Sorry. I think the World Cup's a disgrace.
It should be cancelled.
It should be cancelled. I mean, the full thing behind it with the country, what they stand for and their culture is disgusting. But listen,
I can't
It
believe
must be in players' heads, though. Must be.
But why?
100%.
Gary Neville's getting called a hypocrite, right? Because he went and asked questions and why is this country doing this and we've got a World Cup, and then he's signed up with beIN Sports to do it. But then at the same time, he's getting slaughtered for that, right? And Beckham as well for taking the money off these people and getting it while they see all the rights. But then, do you not think then some players should stand up and go, well, I'm not going?
What, you're not going to go to a World Cup?
But what they believe in is disgusting, so you shouldn't be standing there with things on your tap.
But is that a player that should be making this sort of
I think it goes back down to FIFA for allowing it,
Uh-huh.
putting everybody in this position. A World Cup should never have been there.
No.
Like Sepp Blatter, innit?
I just think, I think more for how quickly it is during a domestic campaign. It's like slap bang in the middle, and it's like he says, players are getting 3-week injuries and missing a World Cup.
I know.
Like, how can that happen?
Horrendous. But see what I was thinking as well, see the players that aren't at the World Cup, what are clubs doing with the players for 3 weeks? Just naked tig, innit?
What, the players that are still at the club?
Imagine that, mate, with 3 weeks till you've got a game and you're in training every fucking day.
I know.
But like a depleted squad.
Friendlies, innit?
That's the worst, innit? Playing fucking friendlies in November.
No,
Take advantage, by the way, Broomhill, mate, get a wee
We
crack
might
of their
play,
friendly.
they'll take time. They'll give
Go
them
man for man
surely, won't
Liverpool. Crazy.
they? What's your favourite, before you go, you're having your meal there, you're ready to go, electric chair's been rolled in, what's your drink of choice?
My last drink?
That's
I'd
it.
have a bit of Moretti and an old school iron brew if I could get one.
Oh,
Would you?
I'd have a pint of Terence and on the side I'd have a Jameson's ice, ginger ale, slice of lime.
You had that on Saturday night anyway, so was that what?
Every fucking night I need 10 of them, mate.
What would yours be?
Yours would be like a Coke float or something like that. Coke with ice cream in it.
No, that's disgusting.
Your dad's, his would be his dad's bath water in a water bottle.
Just dive heat first into the bath. I'm not ready to go yet.
Aye, we are.
No, you're not.
Aye,
No,
we
you're
are.
not. You're
We've
not.
got this thing on
Sorry,
tonight.
what do you call it?